Okay, what's up, good people? It's your host, Mr. D713 with Everything Culture. This is the season 3 finale, these holidays. And this year, going from 2020 to 2021, I'm not saying it's been bad, but it has been a roller coaster. And I appreciate everyone rocking with us and being with us throughout this season. And I just had this urge, I wanted to close it on the way of having family on, but it was better having my podcast family and the Everything Culture family come together on what it looks like. So something that's been on my mind, we're going into these holiday seasons and holiday season, and I'm seeing a lot of change going through the year, and I wonder how people are going to be taking these holidays, how do they celebrate the holidays, and what's going to be different from years past, or what things we want to keep the same. So, we're going to be having guests dropping in, dropping out, and this is going to be a good conversation, good listen, a good watch. Welcome to Everything Culture.
Love it, man.
25 lighters on my dresser, yes sir. I got to get paid.
Bit that it won't be a little hit. Go read a book, you illiterate son of a bitch. Step up your vocab. Don't be surprised.
Patience to these false accusations. They faking the shaking, cause the money you're making. Bricks some
money on the dresser, drive a compressor, top notch, get the most.
Okay, Victor.
What's going on, man?
What's happening, man? So what's been new in your world, man?
Man, just been recording, just been dropping shows. Then, got a birthday coming up, and then I'm like, my goodness, when you need people just all of a sudden they just busy. You know how it is, just what I'm saying, try to make things happen. All of a sudden, people just busy out of nowhere. Got this going on, got that going on. I'm like, come on, y'all.
It be like that, man. But okay, but quick before Victor, shout yourself out. This is Victor Jones. What you represent, Victor? Where you from?
What's going on, y'all? I'm Victor from the Liquor Talk Podcast. I'm podcasting out of Tampa, Florida. I'm holding it down here in Florida. It's that Liquor Talk Podcast. We talk about everything going on with the culture. All the tough subjects, we gonna hit them. The more you drink, the better we sound. So get your liquor ready whenever you play Liquor Talk. Yes, sir.
Hey, we right there with you, baby.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something I've been asking everyone if you come into my spaces on Twitter and things, and something I want to bring you back over here to our Sunday nightcaps is, so Victor, you talking about people ain't there for you. How can we support you? How can Everything Culture support you? What can we do?
I mean, if y'all want to hop on a podcast in December, we can make that happen. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you give me the date and time, I'll make it happen, brother.
Hey, you got it. You know what I'm saying? So we'll talk after we get done recording all. But yeah, we definitely make that happen.
Okay, good, man. So I'm all for a good conversation, no matter what it is. I come through. Once again, if I can support you in that way and something else, let me know. That's what we're here to do.
Mm-hmm.
So the holidays, this is today is the 21st, I believe, of November. Soon, we're going into the Thanksgiving, the Christmas, the New Year's Eve, and all that. So, what do the holidays mean to you?
I mean, the holidays is a time to reflect and a time to prepare for something new. And also, me personally, it's also a time for me to celebrate another birthday because my birthday is right in between the holidays.
You're Sag?
Yes, I'm a Sag. But I'm not the prototypical Sag that y'all hear about. I think I'm the way on the other side. But like I said, I just feel like the holidays is just time to see your family, enjoy people, and give back if you can.
Oh yeah, I think you touched on a big part. Family and giving back. That's something I know I have to really reflect on. Well, you may not know, but I think you understand. This is a time that I look forward as a kid every year. It's like, man, I get to see all my aunties and my cousins and all that. So for you, do you spend time with your extended family or just mainly your intimate family, immediate?
Sometimes it's mainly just the intimate family because sometimes the extended family don't know you exist sometimes. And they always say the phone works both ways, but I'm like, when you're busy as hell, you're not about to sit down and try to reach out to so-and-so. I'm like, they can reach out to me too, so.
Yeah, it's that whole do you text twice? You know, do you double text? Sometimes I think that started with family. I know with my family, I reach out. Like even right now, it's like something that I don't really try to guilt them for it because I can get busy sometimes. So I absolutely understand how life takes us, but during these days, I really try to let family know, hey, you're appreciated just like any other day. You know, it's kind of like we don't want to wait till the holidays to show you I love you, though. But time when why is all of a sudden that spirit kicks in? That's something been a part of us since childhood. That's been the tradition, I would say. But I'm seeing more and more. That's why hopefully more people join tonight. The in and out to see how this tradition goes off. You know, is it still the same? Do people still have that same feeling, or do they kind of hold resentment throughout the whole year, or they go keep that same energy during the holidays as well? So that's something I'm finding out because even myself, I'm not going home for Thanksgiving this year, and I don't know if I went home for Thanksgiving last year or the year before last. This is maybe 3 years in a row. It's just been the wife and I, you know. So it's been a unique one. It's been a very unique one, but it's been a good one at the same time.
No, I can definitely relate to that because the past couple Thanksgivings, I remember one year I had a Friendsgiving, and then the last couple years I just hung out with my sister and her family and stuff. So I never really went back home myself because sometimes it could be bitterness and also protecting your mental health, you know, because it's like, do you really want to hear from that family member who always got something negative to say about you, or that one family member who's so damn nosy, who want to know what you're doing for your career and stuff, and also you have some of the cousins who they always got something to say, they always want to broadcast your business. So sometimes you got to protect your mental health. So I get it.
So I'm glad you brought that up. I'm the polar opposite of that. Okay, I am that cousin. I'm asking, so what's going on within life? You know, what's happening with the kids? What's happening with your career? How's school going? I'm going to ask that. And the reason why I ask that because I support at the same instance. Because if I don't know what's going on with you, how can I support you?
You know, see, your energy, that's respectable. But no, you know, you have some family members who just ask you those things just to be messy or to shine away from the BS going on in their life. That's where I was going with that. Now, I get where you're coming from.
So that's a good point, too. That kind of showed me, give me a little bit more appreciation to the family that I have, though. Let me see. We got Bella is dropping through. Oh, it's been a long time. Let's see if she gonna give us face tonight. She is. What's going on, Bella? Welcome back.
Hey y'all, what's going on?
Oh my God, we chilling. Having people drop in and drop out, talking about the holidays and what they mean to us and what kind of joy hopefully they bring us, or what type of feelings they bring us in total, and what traditions we celebrate.
Okay,
So,
talking.
And I know you're a holiday person. I know you are. You know, you go all out for your stuff occasionally. So
I like the holidays. I do like the holidays.
Okay. So Victor's with Liquor Talks and Healy Express, and we was just touching on some nosy family members with ill intent at times. Is that the appropriate thing to say, Victor?
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head.
So I never consider myself a nosy family member. But as far as yourself, what do you look forward to when you meet with family? Do you look forward to family coming towards the holidays?
Okay, yeah. So I do look forward to seeing my family. We are a very extroverted family. So we are big on games, competitions. So we might have a dessert competition, but it has to be from scratch. You know what I'm saying? So even if you're not a baker, you in there trying to figure out how you gonna bake something. There was one year for Christmas I went to the store and I got Five Below has them, and I got the same gingerbread house, but everybody had to decorate their gingerbread house. But what I do with the gingerbread house is I spend so much fucking money because I don't just get the decorations that come in the kit. I go and I wipe out like the whole cake decorating section because you want to add stuff to your, your gingerbread house. So we just have big competitions around the holidays. It's fun, karaoke and all that other good stuff.
See, look at that. See, okay, once again, y'all, excuse me, if y'all don't know who this is Bella Gawd. Actually, our featured guest for our season 2 finale. Yes. And y'all make sure to check her out. Such a lovely spirit, and she's a huge supporter of Everythang Culture. So we're a huge supporter of her. And she's also is it safe to say a vlogger? Or
it is vlogging because it's videos. Yes, it's a vlogger.
Perfect. I know is it Life, Lust, and
Lies, a real dating vlog, and that's what it is. Do you want me to say what it is real quick? So basically,
put it out there.
At the top of COVID, I was on dating apps because one, I had just had surgery and I couldn't go out and meet people, and then two, the pandemic just started. So I was on dating apps, and this man got on my nerves so bad. It was like a long ass pre-typed out answer. Like he was like, I like this, I don't like this, and you could just tell he had pre-copied and pasted it from his notes, and he sends it to every woman. So I was like, yeah, I'm not feeling the way you talking to me. Like, what's up? Like, answer a specific question or say something. Like, this is just too generic. And then I turned on my laptop. You'll see the quality in those first few videos are horrible, but the stories are great. And as the season progresses, my stories get better and the lighting gets better, and on season 2, baby, it looks like I'm Oprah Jr. out here. So I have fun with that. I'm on season 2. Episode 2 just dropped. I'm actually just dropping like 1 episode a month right now because I edit all my own stuff, and I'm finishing up school right now, so that's why. Like, I got boards coming up in the end of December, January, all that good stuff. So yeah, that's what that is. But my season 1, this was the fun part. My season 1 premiere was me going back to men that I dated over like the past goddamn like 20 years.
That was a wild episode.
It was a wild episode, and I was just like, hey, send a review of me and our, little situation or whatever it is. And they sent it in, and I just had someone read it, and I just responded to what they said.
Some people ain't never had a holiday like Bella had a holiday,
Yeah. Yes. So, like, speaking of holidays, I know we're at Thanksgiving and stuff. So I was talking to him about pumpkin patches and certain things, and what you don't realize I do, but I don't, you know what I'm saying, realize that. And I'm like, yeah, pumpkin patch and activities, blah blah blah. And he was like, I only remember going to the pumpkin patch one time on a field trip. I'm like, nigga, you're 43. What do you mean? What do you mean? Like, I'm not understanding. You didn't take your kids and da-da-da-da-da. But it's like, if a nigga didn't go, he's not going to take his kids. And I'm just like, it was.
And that's why we do this right here. So you started. So coming up to, Thanksgiving, what we call it. How do you and your family celebrate Thanksgiving? Give me a quick run. Do you look forward to this day?
I do, but I don't. Now to this year, I look forward to it with a particular side of family. And I only say that because they're younger, they're more fun. It's not let's just eat and sit and look at each other and, be old or whatever it is. So with that side of the family, I definitely look forward to it. Like, you know how I am. So imagine 30 me's. And that's really what it is. Like, it's all in fun competition. Like, there's no mean-spirited jealousy type competition. Like, everything is fun. Like, let's roll these apples. Let's do X, Y, and Z. Okay, this one's for the kids. You know what I'm saysaying? Yeah. Well,
hold on. See, you go. You moving too fast for everybody. Now, see, you keep saying, I know you because I do. I've been following you on Snap. We've been on, so I be seeing these events, y'all. Y'all don't see the stuff I see. So we're trying to paint you a picture. Once again, if you don't know Bella, go listen to the makings of Bella Gawd season 2. Check out the makings of you, of course. But just once again, social media is such an interesting concept, and what we have, a tool, a resource. because you're able to see how people celebrate and come together and have fun, and the games, the screaming, the karaoke. And and Bella's not lying, when she comes together with her family, they are all lively personalities. You know, y'all once again, y'all may not know that, but
Right.
it's something that I actually see, and it's something to appreciate, that income, because I also see other sides of the family. So comparing, you say rolling apples. What is rolling apples? I never heard of that before. What do you do?
Game. So like if you take the apples and you like roll, like how they have the can game where everybody, you know, you put a $5 bill, $10 bill, 20, 50, 100, and then you, whatever you roll your apple on, that's what you get. But if you roll it off, you out the game all the way. You know what I'm saying? So you roll it on the table.
She talking like we know what this is. We both are interested now. Like,
I know, right?
We see that, you know, even with, or cotton balls and you know, the red solo cups. It's whatever we create, you know, we're like, all right, pick a teammate, you know, and let's do it. And it's just competitions of like blowing, whoever gets this pack of 200 cotton balls by blowing them into the solo cups at the end of the table the fastest. It's just like, you know, it's once you're drunk, it's hard. It seems fun, and then you realize how old you are, how much breath you don't have. You know what I'm saying? So it's just fun stuff, you know. I don't know.
Oh, I love it. And this, once again, me being here in Seattle, we're not flying down. This will be the third year we're not spending. Yeah, this will be the third year we're not going to Texas. And
No spades.
we're talking about inviting some folks over. We don't know who we're gonna invite over.
Okay.
Because I'm a big extrovert. You know this, okay? And I love the games. I love family. But man, them I don't know what it is about Seattle and leaving Seattle. These tickets are dumb. Like when everybody's talking about, oh, it's so cheap to fly here to there. Look up Seattle. They're like, damn, why y'all never have any discounts? I don't know why. It's just it's different. But yeah, I miss that. I really do. The noise talking, the hugs, not even the noise talking, but just the interaction with family. And I've grown. You know, I'm 35 right now, and I'm unk. You know, when I come around and seeing these kids, I'm teaching these kids how to play spades. I'm teaching them more about, you know, structure and how to behave. And it's to that point. I'm gonna ask you how you doing in school, but they know I'm sliding them $100 behind everybody else back too.
Right.
I see you doing well. Don't tell nobody else I gave you this. Okay. Right. And it's just that it's because I once again, I'm thinking of, man, for Thanksgiving, and I'm looking at it's so much I want to talk about tonight. And once again, thank y'all for being on. I don't know who my people jump in and jump out. I don't know how I go operate, but so many things I want to touch on, because even the word Thanksgiving, you know, the term Thanksgiving and how we were raised coming up. Thanksgiving, it was about the Pilgrims and the Indians coming together, having a peaceful dinner together, and blah blah blah. Well, lies.
Yeah.
You know, and I can't remember at what age I found out that was a lie, but it was like in my early 20s. You know, I'm like, maybe I was in high school when I found out it was basically a massacre. You know, it was like the exact opposite what we were taught. And now, coming from the Black East Texas family that I come from, we never celebrated a damn thing about a pilgrim in my household.
Yeah, we didn't either.
You know, and we celebrated being thankful for one another. You know, that's what it was. Being that thanks of family, the thanks of food, the thanks of gathering. You know, and that was the thing to be thankful of. But more and more I grow, and I observe different cultures and backgrounds, and I'm looking at, what's it called, the Native American Heritage Day. You know, that's something that's been called. Now, I don't mind saying that, but also I've been looking at a Native American Indigenous Mourning Day, and I'm like, man, that's something I don't mind even being called. But when we come together and have a celebration, is that something? Do we stop those traditions? You know? That's something that that's been on my heart and my mind for a while, and I wanted more people to discuss about it and think about it. But because if this was a day with Black people, when we're talking to my folks, if something like this happened to us, would we want to celebrate this day the way we celebrate it?
A lot of Black people state that, we're not celebrating this white man's holiday. At this point, we're taking a free day. We're spending it with our family. And, we tell our kids, a lot of our kids are more in tune to what it was, we tell them straight up, no, these white people crazy as hell. You know what I'm saying? That's not what it was. And that's what I just take it as a day. I get 2 free days. DC usually does. I get the day after too. Yes, I get Thanksgiving and a Friday. Yep.
I took off Wednesday and Monday.
So I got this cute little 3-day week, and that's that.
Okay, love it. And but just like how they're gonna do Juneteenth, that's I celebrate Juneteenth because of the historical fact. And right. We talked about on our 2019 episode. I think we mentioned. I know we talked about it off air. If we ever aired all our uncut information, man, it would be wild. I said, Juneteenth. I feel like this should be like a Jewish holiday. Everybody shouldn't be able to celebrate this.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, if you think of the history of and I cannot find the Juneteenth massacre to save my life. And I wish I can go back and find my papers I wrote in high school, but we didn't have. I wrote that by hand. Y'all don't understand. Like, these youngins don't understand that. That was a whole 6-page paper written by hand, but in cursive. But different times. But the main thing I'm looking at for this day, not only the term, because me being at work and the work I do, I'm in people and culture, i.e. HR, and we're very careful in our wording. And it's even for Halloween, we have to say fall festival.
Yeah.
But then, because we got some Christians at work, and then I'm a Christian, and me doing my education and doing everything culture. Yeah, I know the way Halloween set up now come from Christianity. The costumes come from Christianity. You know that, right? So I'm like,
things come from Christianity.
Yes, a lot of things, a whole lot of things. And now the paganism, they didn't even have all the things. You dressed up as 3 different things, but the religion would have, and really it's commercialism. But with Thanksgiving, that's one of the holidays that has no religious value in it. It's just being a day that was made up. And I need to take more time and look into the day, because I'm starting to find out more and more things have a deeper meaning, a deeper understanding. And it usually relates to something else. And
that's why they didn't want that CRT. That's why they don't want that, because once they see
critical race theory, yeah.
So to get into that real quick, and I know we're going back, but when you're on TikTok and you reach that person that's like, yo, there was a TikTok. This dude started saying, hey, I found out X, Y, and Z about my families by doing 23andMe, and I didn't realize this. We were slave owners and blah blah blah. So one person made a comment, and it was like, oh, my grandfather helped lynch someone, and he got a piece of his shirt as a souvenir.
I saw that.
Grandfather. I was like, get the what?
I saw that.
Wilding, but they don't want it to seem. They're like, oh, it happened so long ago. My grandfather. This nigga's still alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That it's something going on right now that people are just finding out that Rosa Parks died in 2005. And I'm like, but that's why we have Everything Culture.
And that's why they said they play with people, because all these pictures that are in black and white were actually color.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah, I absolutely understand. Hey Tamara, hello. Thank you for joining us.
Hey.
Hi. Okay. Welcome. We're part of the conversation. Once again, this is the season finale of season 3 finale of Everything Culture, and we're just talking about the holidays coming into it. So, Tamara, tell us. One of the most recent guests of Everything Culture, the makings of Tamara. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good. How are you doing?
We're holding it down. We're doing a little sipping. Talking to my man Victor. I'm catching up with my girl Bella. This is Bella Gawd. She season finale of season 2. Lovely spirit. And we're just talking about, of course, as you see me talk about on TikTok and all around. She's one of my TikTok peoples, you know. How do you, and I know your experience, I know your story. And if people haven't listened to your episode yet, may not know your experience growing up in life, and you might have a different, you know, everybody have a different perspective on the holidays. So what does you know, the holiday season? I would like to touch on Christmas too, but I think Thanksgiving can hold enough for us. So what does this holiday mean to you?
That's an interesting question, because it has changed a lot over time. Like it just has changed. In the beginning, you know, because I did grow up primarily in the foster care system, it wasn't like a huge thing for me per se. I probably only had like 3 or 4 years of staying with family where, you know, I was part of like the family collective Thanksgiving celebration. And there be also, because there's a lot of trauma inside that home, like the holiday just wasn't really a huge thing. When I had my children, it became a really big thing, because I wanted to be able to instill in them that, you know, security and create memories with them that they could continue as they developed into adulthood. And now they are in adulthood and they have their own children. And so not so big for me anymore. Like I probably haven't celebrated a whole, like we maybe have celebrated the past 2 Thanksgivings together. My son's 27, my daughter's 24. They have their own family, so they generally kind of do their own thing. And it's a little different from like when the time period that I grew up, where, you know, like everybody's at Big Mama's house and that type. Like I don't really do that. You know, I don't, and maybe some of that has to do with like how I grew up, you know.
And thank you, by the way, because you mentioned Big Mama's house. I was just thinking of what, because you know, with Christmas, you have Christmas movies, you have Christmas songs, you have all these things going on, but you don't have that much for Thanksgiving. I think for Thanksgiving, you have a lot of stuff for Halloween, but for Thanksgiving, and once again, like I'm working on using Native American or Indigenous Heritage Day or Indigenous Mourning Day, but you know, you don't see to hear that many songs and, you know, things, and it's just mainly good food. And me being the fat boy in my heart that I am, that's why I'm so happy for it. I look forward to the food and the family. I look forward, like when I was a little kid, oh my goodness, the main thing, like if y'all listen to Everything Culture, which y'all really should. Once again, I think I need to do some work tonight and move all this. I need to take all of season 1 and 2 and put it just on Patreon and just keep it just relevant to most recent season, because season 1, it was wild. Okay. And every single episode in season 1, the question I would ask was dressing or stuffing. So if that doesn't tell you how much I care about Thanksgiving, I don't know what else to tell you. And I'm telling you,
no, the reason I say that is because I just recorded a men's only round podcast of Liquor Talk, and both of the guys, neither one of them like stuff. They complained about dressing stuff and cranberry sauce. They went in. I'm like, damn, they went in. They went in on that, man.
I tell people times, and it outside of texture, which is your real personal preference, a lot of people don't like certain foods because they haven't had it made correctly. And that's really what so outside of texture, like that, you know, your own little weird thing, it's because you haven't made correctly. Niggas didn't like Brussels sprouts when they was growing up, but now that they know they can sprinkle some blue cheese and bacon on it or cook it in it.
Me some Brussels sprouts.
Accurate. It's accurate.
Wow.
To the steakhouse, ordering your Brussels sprouts, you know what I'm saying? But when you was young,
you spitting right there, because you said it in such a professional and kind and caring way. You did it a very PC way, and you're not always PC.
I am not.
Yeah, so I understand, What's this man name? So y'all might hear a little bit of audio. Let me read just real quick. Hold on. Let me click on this. Jordan the Stallion on TikTok. Okay. If y'all follow me, y'all done see me say it already. So hold on. Let me play what he played real quick. Let me see.
Say it because no one else is saying it. Thanksgiving food isn't good. Thanksgiving food actually is pretty bad. Okay, we're gonna start with turkey first. Okay, can we stop all pretending like we like turkey? Can we stop all pretending like we're looking forward to turkey? We don't get turkey is dry. Turkey is dry. It doesn't matter who makes it. It is dry. It's like if you were getting in a chokehold and there's a Popeye biscuit in your mouth and you're watching an episode of Seinfeld. It is bone dry. Second, cranberries. Who decided to make it a sauce? You should have left it alone, right? Third, stuffing. What is it? I don't want it. I don't want anything that has to get stuffed into something in my mouth. I don't want that, right? Fourth, right? Mashed potatoes. I want fries instead. Get that mush off of my plate, okay? Also, mac and cheese. It's the only acceptable thing on the table, but even then, there's a specific type of mac and cheese that you get to eat, right? And only a rare people can make it. You get what I'm saying? And 9 times out of 10, people disappoint you, okay? Also, you have to wait for everyone to get at the table to eat. I don't do that. Slow feet donate, and I'm a hungry guy. There's a reason.
Okay, that's enough of that. That's enough of that, okay?
Angry and they cannot cook.
That's what, hey.
And he's hungry, and when he's recording that, he's hungry.
Hey,
but wait, when he said stuffing, I knew instantly. He had not had the right experience.
So this is exactly what's my response. Okay, this is my stitch. Hold on, let me let my man Greg in here, man. So this is my response to that because I was.
I'm gonna say it because no one else is saying it. Thanksgiving food isn't good. Thanksgiving food.
So this is the attention you want. I like you, man. I really do. I've been following you. Speak with so much energy, so much compassion, gusto. You know what I mean? But right here, that's what we're not going to do. This is what you're not going to do, okay? Is besmirch Thanksgiving food. Because at first, I want to just say F this man and unfollow by. I want to listen. I want to have growth. That's what we do here with Everythang Culture. And when I heard you say stuffing, that's all I needed to hear, brother. You never had a genuine Thanksgiving meal from the South because we don't eat stuffing, we eat dressing. Have you had a Greenberg turkey before? Had sweet potato pie. Is your cranberry sauce out the can? Ocean spray, please. So I would like to invite you to Thanksgiving dinner at my crib because your people can't cook. Hey, just like that. Your people can't cook. Just say that, bro. Just say your people can't cook. That's all I'm saying. Instead of doing all that other energy, was it Jacob Stallion? Hey, man, your people just can't cook. It's all love, man, but your people can't cook, man. Like you said, you wanted fries over mashed potato. That showed me, guy, you may be a little childish. It's okay. But saying, you said stuffing. Who the fuck eats stuff? Like, if you still out here eating stuffing and you black, and you, I don't even know white people that eat stuffing. That's my and it's once again, and Bella's from, if y'all listen to the episode, she from Prince George. That's the South in my say PG Maryland. I say Baltimore, but
not the same.
But when I tell you, I consider that the South. Like, if you in Maryland, you the South. If you look at the line, that was considered the South before. But either way. Yeah. Hold on. I say, Greg, man, come on in here, Greg, man. You got some things going on, but welcome, baby. Only stuff you supposed to do Thanksgiving on Persuasion. See, and that's another thing you did. Man, see, Bella, she has a line of traditions, and that she does with her family and coming together and arts and crafts, karaoke. Even though that's the only time I tap past Bella is during when she's doing her karaoke. I love it. I love everything, but I'm like, oh Lord, but hey, I support it though. I support it in a different way.
Y'all, and I cannot sing, but I love karaoke, and it's what it is. So,
and I'm the type of guy that I will boo the children's choir. Okay, I'm that type of guy. I would show up late, but I would miss that church Sunday. I would miss church that Sunday if the kids singing. Okay, I'll come back. They doing what? Oh, and shout out to my YouTube people. I am so sorry. You eat stuffing, Mimi? See, Mimi, you from Canada. See, okay. Let me break it down. Oh, let me talk to you, Mimi. Okay. stuffing is that dry shit. Okay. Nobody like nothing dry. There's not anything in this world that I believe people appreciate something dry. Okay. Now, stuffing is dry. Once again, dressing, it has moisture to it. It ain't sloppy wet, but it got that great feel to it. Do you hear that? Okay. You usually put a Cornish hen. That's how my family do it. I don't know how other people do it. That's how they get a specific Cornish hen, certain size, like about this big. Okay. You put that thing in the middle, but you got, it's almost like, once again, it could be, it's stuffing, but it's dressed up. That's why I was talking. You dress it up, you make it, how we do, people in the South, we always have to make things a little extra. And that's what dressing is, a little bit extra stuffing. And it's so much better. I did not have stuffing in my life until the age of 20. No, I was 30. This is maybe 4 years ago. So I was maybe 30, 31. And I was appalled. I thought stuffing and dressing was the same thing. It is not. It is not. And it is just something to take in heart, that you got to appreciate your people. Dressing sound delicious. Stuffing sound like you actually got to think about chewing. You do. Hey, man. Hey, we here, baby. We here. But I'm just telling, because Mimi, and this is Mimi. Shout out to our YouTube chat. Shout out to really TT for being the awesome moderator that she is. But when I tell you, my fat ass looks like, so I want everybody, give me three food items that you used to look forward to for Thanksgiving, or still look forward to for Thanksgiving, or this day of celebration, or this day of recognizing with family.
Macaroni and cheese. Dressing. And greens.
And greens. Okay.
My answer is a little bit longer. So what happens is, on Thanksgiving, my auntie, she makes pies, but she don't just make pies, she makes pies from scratch. So she gets up first and starts making her pies. Then my grandmother come into the kitchen at a later hour. So I'm gonna start with my pie, because it has been fights over pies. Because it's like, you've got the last pecan pie, you got the last, you know what I'm saying? This pie, it's been fights over pies before. So I'm gonna say pecan pie, because it's fresh. Like, it's that fresh, straight out the oven, made, a couple hours ago type pie. I'm definitely gonna do that. I love dessert. But I will say, so we're spoiled. My duck, and I'll say for a side, like my sweet potatoes or something like that. But all that shit good. All dressing, all that shit bang.
See, I already went to the chat on YouTube. She done said pecan. But the only time you can say pecan is in the pie. But anything else, we say pecan, okay? Victor, what you got for us, man? Give us your three.
Man, listen, we got the rum cake. I'm gonna stick with the dessert. That rum cake, man. And it's made from scratch. Man, come on, talk to me. And also, we got to go with the honey baked ham. That's made from scratch as well. And also, and I got to say, I know somebody else said this one, but it's something about that macaroni and cheese, though. Something about it. When they make it just right. Talking to me.
Okay. Hey, Greg, if you here, man, you can dive in. And if everybody in the chat, if you want to be here for it, hey, we here for it as well. Man. I may switch over to YouTube. Not YouTube, but it's Facebook, because I've been delayed. I haven't been bringing the love to Facebook, for a long time. Okay, and I have been drinking. So let's see. Breadcrumbs does not belong mac and cheese. No, hell no. I never had bread. I don't know what it's not breadcrumbs, but I have had something that was good. That it wasn't breadcrumbs though in mac and cheese, but it was hidden. So
not to cut you off. I'm sorry. That cheese and yams mix that they mix together in the pan and baked it together. Y'all see?
That looks so nasty.
So what? Hold on, say that again.
It's crazy. How when you get your plate, you put your mac and cheese next to, what I'm saying, your yams or sweet potatoes, whatever you call them, right? You put them next to each other, next to the collard. Somebody had made a pan that was already pre-mixed, and we're like, that's not how you do that, because I got to do my own portions, and they just fucked it up. So I was like, y'all fucked up. They're supposed to be together. We want them to touch, but we don't want them.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Mimi, what is mac pie? Like, I hope this ain't what Bella's talking about. Like, is this something? This is part of, once again, I'm not trying to shame nobody else's culture.
Mac pie.
Mac pie. It looked like it was about to be macaroni and cheese, but then it went pie. So I'm just curious. What's mac pie? So maybe it's a typo. I don't know. It may be the typo. But so I like my three things that I have to put in. Yeah, premix is out of pocket. I've seen these videos on TikTok, and I knew, what's that big black dude that got canceled recently for stealing other people's stuff and all that? He was a chef. I cannot think of his name. He did the whole, like, he be doing like different stuff that black, he be doing too much, like, go and sit down. We don't be doing nothing like that, player. But
I know who you're talking about. His name is just not coming to me.
I know, got a husky black brother. I cannot think of his name.
Yeah, the husky black brother that put some, I forget what he made. I'm like, oh, bro, are you serious? You don't need all that sugar in that. You don't even need sugar in that.
Nah, they do put a lot of sugar in yams, though, unfortunately. And so, okay. Thank you, Mimi. Mimi from YouTube. Mimi from, oh my God, a shot of melanin podcast. They, instead of calling it mac and cheese, they call it mac pie. Never heard that before. Once again, Mimi is a black sister from Canada, born and raised. So hey, you think about it, it is, it just don't have to. Some mac and cheese does have a crust. So I will say that. So okay, pulling it back. So I will say for me, yeah, mac pie. Mac pie does sound like a cat somewhere on the counter. That, once again, we different. Oh, should we talk about that too? Should we talk about potlucks? But before we get to potlucks and things, I gotta give my three. So 3, dressing with the cranberry sauce. Once again, one thing, you can call me childish. I am not perfect. This is part of me. This is, Mr. D713 or Drake, if you can call me that. I do eat the Ocean Spray cranberry sauce, jellied. That's what I prefer. Okay. That's been part of my childhood. That's who I am. All right. I'm going to teach my kids this. If I had to go with the top 3, damn. See, I'm not even going. If y'all ain't had one of these turkeys, I may do a giveaway. I will do a giveaway. The Lord continue to bless me so I can bless others. A Greenberg turkey. Now, I don't know. I need to interview the people that over Greenberg in Tyler, Texas. But man, it's some of the best smoked turkey you had in your life. Promise you. Now, being from Tyler, this is a white-owned business, but they they hire a lot of black people. I say that. But when I say you taste this, my family, if the turkey's not fried, and if it ain't Greenberg, we don't want it. I'm just telling you that right now. My family don't eat it. That's how it is. And Greenberg turkey is was on Oprah, all that stuff. It's known. So Greenberg turkey, the dressing with the cranberry sauce, and my third one for Thanksgiving, top meal or top dish. Damn. It's so hard. I'm trying to be okay, and let me. Oh my goodness, this is my thing. I'm lost in the sauce right now. Should I go with dessert? Damn. Okay, let me sit back. Think. Then I'll come back. No, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I haven't had it in a long time. My aunties be tripping about it. If you listen to, once again, if you go back and listen to season 3, you don't hear me talk about it before. But my aunties used to make these apple turnovers. Now, black people, we don't make that many things with apple. I will say that. Okay. But when I tell you, they're like, them apple pies you get from the grocery store. Imagine them being homemade. Completely different feeling. Oh my God. And they so good. but they're worked. Like that's one thing I don't put that as a goal. Y'all hear me right now. One of my goals from 2022 is learn how to make them pies, because I'm telling you, when they say it, like me and my cousins, like especially the male cousins, we be fighting on them. Like who like Bella was talking about fighting over pies. I'm talking about like legit. Like my blood is boiling, my adrenaline is running just in case I gotta run up on one of my cousins about one of them pies.
Baby, I jumped on my aunt's back because she was trying to sneak out the door with my shit. I was like, you got me fucked up. Give me my fucking pie. Like it's gotten real over her pies because
it's like that.
They fresh and they homemade and they made with love and she care about us.
Stop. See, you going to, I have that written down. Love with food, okay? You know what? And that's why, that's why I say with family, I won't, man, y'all about to make me emotional. I am drinking, but I want people like, the place where I work at, shout out to my organization. I ain't gonna say their name because I'll be on here wilding sometime, but I'm big on food. Food is part of culture, okay? Food brings us together. Something I used to say in my previous organization was, if you want people to come to a meeting and not complain in the meeting, provide food. I promise you they're gonna be cool, and provide good food. But I believe, like I always say this and I joke, I think people that are mean and have nasty hearts, they can't cook. Okay. that's what I just believe. The sweetest people have the best food.
I have watched, because I work overnight and I ran out of shit to watch. I've been watching from season 1, episode 1, Wife Swap. Them bitches can't cook. They can't fucking cook, and they wonder why their kids bad and jumping off walls and I want guns and I want to shoot my mom and fuck all this. Oh, like what? That nigga hungry. They're angry because they're hungry. The wives cannot cook. You just see them taking stuff, just a candle, and they just scrape it out and they say, yeah, I'm just put these beans with this bologna and feed my kids. And you be like, bitch, how you feeding your kids like that? It's just crazy to me that a lot of people, and I notice on Twitter too, they just get to act crazy. Have you eaten? When you don't eat, you act crazy.
Yes.
When kids are hungry, a lot of behavioral issues come behind hunger.
I never thought of it like that, but I do act. I know when I don't eat, I get different. Like people know me, they know that. I gotta keep me. I'm the dude out of Snickers commercial. Like my whole temperament changes. But when it come down to holidays and events and occasions where we get to spend time with one another, that auntie, oh my God, my Aunt Pinky, God rest her soul, man. Sweet potato pie queen. Okay, like it was just something different about it, And I can't think of anything I'm Pinky made that was not delicious, and I think it's simply because she was just a good, sweet woman, just cared, just a caring woman for no reason. But I know some other people that I'm not gonna name, but you know who you are, that just to be rude and mean to everybody. Your food don't hit like that. Your food don't.
Bro.
That's
you
why
just gave me a bro. Listen, I kind of understand why one of my aunts on my mama's side. There's like 3 aunts. 2 of them are cool as hell. You got 1 aunt you got 2 of them who aren't bitter. The aunts are always bitter. Neither one can cook. And I just realized that's it. But I said to myself, when have we ever gone to Aunt so-and-so house for cooking? She'll probably invite everybody over, but it's catered. She'll pay somebody. I'm like, oh.
Okay. See, I ain't gonna tell. Cause I know my people. Hey, shout out to my family. I know my family listens to the show. It's one of my peoples. She be a little rude to people sometimes, but she can cook, and she can cook because she been around the elders. And I think but she loved the family though. She do love the family. She do some ain't shit stuff occasionally, but she loved the family. And when I tell you, like, and this is gonna be my quick plug, y'all sit back. Shout out to Mrs. D713, because now, like, she can't leave because the point is she didn't learn all my family recipes. She ain't learned them all, but she didn't learn a lot of them. And not that many people in my family know how to make my grandma biscuits, okay? And so it's like you can't take that nowhere else. Like you cannot. But it's like one of the things, same thing with the dressing. I didn't say. Only reason, and it was some other things I wanted to include that I was arguing in my head, like what's my top 3. And the reason why I had to say the apple pies is because I only used to make them for Thanksgiving. But the other thing I want to say, honorable mention, would be the potato salad. Man, potato salad is a whole different level. My family make it Mr. Gray in a different world. But man, but they make potato salad also for like Christmas, and they make it for Easter. So I can't throw that in there. So put it right there. Okay.
So can I ask a question? Just
Yes.
I was thinking, it might be a bit of a downer, but I think it's an important question. And I think because your show is Everything Culture, that it fits. So with us all being in the know now of what Thanksgiving signifies, I mean, we've all kind of been in the know, but like we know now. How do we feel about continuing to celebrate it? And part 2, how would we feel as people of color if someone or everyone continued to celebrate a holiday that represented the genocide of our people? Just curious what the collective thought is.
Tamera, you about 15 minutes. Look, like I asked that question about 15 minutes ago. Like that.
Wasn't here.
Yeah, I know. And and for the live, and I think the way you put it together, and I'll probably edit what I just said out and repeat it, because I love the way when my guests ask questions here, because that was my same question, and what is that? See, look, she's showing food right there.
That's that mix, that tray that I told y'all they mix.
No.
Oh, hell
No.
It don't even look good.
I thought that was sausage.
Disgusting.
I thought they put sausage in macaroni. Sorry for y'all since see that, but I'm playing. But
whoever made that need to be thrown in jail immediately. That's just disrespectful.
There should be some laws against that. But my response to that is it was the same response earlier. Me being the work that I am and being the growth I have in my life is everything you just said, Tamera. Am I saying it correctly?
It's Tamera.
Tamera. Okay, perfect. I never celebrate. Me and my family, we didn't celebrate them white folks, those pilgrims, those colonizers. That's never been our celebration, even though it's on the same day and we're celebrating on that day. But it's a day that we get off, that we get time for one another. If they moved it to a different, like I compared it to like Juneteenth now, there was a Juneteenth massacre. Black people were killed on Juneteenth because a lot of slave owners in Texas did not want to let them go, But we know the history behind it. A lot of people just now finding out about Black Juneteenth. And I said, I think Juneteenth should be a holiday specifically for Black people, American descendants of slaves, And
not just government workers, for everybody, because we did get that holiday last.
Man, my job, like before they made it a national thing, my job was already after. That's one I shout out to my organization once again. I go say your name, but hey, I appreciate that. But it's to that point that I call it Indigenous Heritage Day. I call it, and I heard it. Another term was recently Indigenous Mourning Day, but it's hard because we've built these traditions of coming together as family and to be thankful for one another. That what Thanksgiving meant to my family. It was just I'm telling you, the Pilgrim natives, indigenous people of this land, we knew, and we can acknowledge. I think it's important to acknowledge that. That's my biggest thing. That's one thing, the responsibility we should have is acknowledging what happened on this land, happened on the soil. Acknowledge the land that we're still on, who are the tribal people on. That's the big thing we have to continue to acknowledge. But when I have an opportunity to spend time with family, to show like, hey, I appreciate you, I'm thankful for you. Because once again, I said everybody doesn't have this, like, man, that's it. Like, I'm sorry that I'm like going over my words right now because I'm just really thinking about it's hard because I miss my family, but I'm like, hey, y'all have to understand because this is a big time we come together. I'm already thinking about let's do a Zoom call. Let's do some type of way we can interact. My sister just started doing another group text message for every day. Even them group texts be blowing your phone up, but it's important to have that contact with one another, that connection, and be once again thankful because once again Thanksgiving was food. Thanksgiving was, hey, this is the event before we step into the Christmas season, And last year, once again, I'm going through my journey of really trying to push Kwanzaa in the family. But as far as this day, because we have native blood in our family, it's not just, oh, no, we have literal proof. We have pictures. We have auntie, well, my great grandmother, from the tribe. Once again, y'all go and listen to my episodes. I talk with my family. I learn a little bit more about that if y'all want to know more about that. But it's just such an interesting perspective that we have. But I absolutely agree. And even Bella said, these are days we have off to celebrate with our family. So we go celebrate with our family. But the purpose of it, I absolutely agree with you. That's something we have to look at. Like, why are we doing it? If it was us, how would it go? Because like with the 4th of July, why? And I've said it on the episode before. Why do Black people still celebrate the 4th of July, Independence Day? I see, because we get a day off.
We just get a day off, and we already know. Like, I've seen so many people switch from going to Gap, Old Navy, Walmart, wherever, and getting the red, white, and blue, and they just wearing different things. They don't wear that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Now that we're becoming, I don't want to say now that we're becoming more aware. Now that we don't give a fuck and we're like, yo, this shit ain't right. It ain't gonna change. They're still gonna have this holiday. They're still in charge. So we just, take it and make it a time to spend with family, and that's what it is. That's what they celebrating.
Isn't that like most of the holidays now? It's just take the day off and spend time with family. Like, I didn't even barbecue or nothing for 4th of July this year. Like, I remember 1 year for 4th of July, I was still in college, we had Friendsgiving, Now Friendsgiving, we all had to get together, but we didn't do it this year. We just all chilled, so.
And I haven't had a Friendsgiving yet. I know they look exciting. I'm seeing them all pop up everywhere now. And basically that's what we may have on Thanksgiving, is invite friends over. Because once again, we're in Seattle where it's just the wife and I. But it's just that I have to have some type of contact with my family if I can't see them face to face. And I know they miss me, and I miss them too. I love y'all. But we'll come together. And another thing about the holidays that I'm like, I hope it is to keep it understanding and keep it, direct with my folks here. Is I worried would this be the Thanksgiving that I missed? That it would been the last Thanksgiving seeing them. Like, and we're all adults here. We're all mature, and that's how we talk about everything culture. Something that also pushed me from being on Facebook quite a much, because man, Facebook has really been hard. Me going on there and seeing so many of, not so much my family, but my friends' family. Like, I've been seeing a lot of people pass, a whole lot of people pass, and it's just been wow. I remember one day, me and my buddies were like, it was all of these women holding this one Black woman's hand in a hospital bed. And I'm like, man, all of them had the same grandmother. No, they all had different grandmothers, and that's how this whole pandemic, this, experience that some people are not going out that much. People are still getting sick and passing of COVID, especially our elders with other ailments and things of that nature, or just not even elders, just family in total. And just like with the holiday season, it's also sometimes the most celebrated and joyous time in our life, but it's also some of the most depressing times in our life as well, because now you come into these events that you used to hold so much enjoyment, hold so much pleasure, hold so much love and admirement to, and now you come into this spirit of emptiness. I miss them, I want them, So how are we all handling this time in life? That's something I want to have for people. How are we handling if you don't have to deal, if you don't have it, you don't have it. But I know my family, we miss a few people in our family that are not here on this earth or in this realm with us any longer. So, how do we take care of ourselves?
So I think one of the really important things to do is something that I have to do, having a daughter who has an illness that could potentially remove her from this existence of life. My daughter has congestive heart failure. And so, like, I built up 3 years of hella anxiety. Like, I have anxiety attacks, like, constantly, because I wanted to control the fuck out of her world. Like, I wanted to be like, I brought you here. You cannot go. Definitely not before me. You can't go. So, like, I built up all this pressure in my life, in my psyche, in my mind, of trying to control it. And finally this year, I realized I have absolutely no control. There's absolutely nothing I can do to will her life to be what I want it to be. But what I can control is every moment that I have to connect with her. Every time I get to physically see her in this world, every time I get to talk to her on the phone, every time I get to smile, all of the memories that I continue to get to build with her while she's still here, I have control of that. And so it really changed my perspective, honestly, on death. Not that I would not miss her in her absence. I absolutely would. But I think what is really important to not getting caught in that cycle is constantly remaining present in the moment, because there's never an opportune time for somebody to pass away. We don't want to lose the people that we care about. There's never like this moment where we go, all right, now we can, no. But what you can control is every moment that you have with people. What you can control are the memories that you have with people. And I understand that it's definitely a human reaction to miss people. But why miss when your mind is filled with so many memories that keep you connected to people? Missing is absence. It just creates more absence. And while the person may not physically be here, your memories continue to bring them here. So that's just kind of my take on it.
Thank you, Tamara. Thank you. I agree. It's harder said than done sometimes, but I absolutely agree. If anyone else got to throw in, if not, hey, I'm
one
just
thing I'd add on to that. Oh,
you can continue. I just gotta make a quicker little run. Be right back.
all right. The one thing I'll add on to that is just simply we just gotta live life. We can't spend time dwelling on the past. We can't just sit there just dwelling on this person's memory or whatever. You just gotta continue to live life. You gotta continue to persevere and keep going and create memories with the people who are here, and don't take those people for granted. And also patch things up with those people. You gotta try to heal wounds and try to repair bridges that may have been burned. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. That's how you get past, because there's some people I'd love to have back, but I've accepted the fact that they're not coming back. So you just gotta live life.
I totally agree with that. Being present in the moment and making sure that you are really good at continuing the connections you have with the people that are currently here. Because you can get so lost in grief sometimes, depending on the person that you lost, that you forsake those who are here. And then if something happens to them, now you're not only grieving the person who you lost, but you're also grieving the time that you lost with the person who you just lost. So it can become like this reciprocal cycle if you don't find yourself in the present moment and being and operating in gratitude for what is now.
What is now? Speaking of that, guys, my first time speaking to you guys. I'm a licensed mortician, so this grief stuff I do. So what I learned is to give people their flowers while they're alive, how that saying goes. But I literally, like, for one of my grandmother's birthday, I had everybody send me your favorite picture with my grandmother, send me, your favorite things about her. And I had that shit made into a book. And because I am a performer and I like to be on the mic, I made everybody else get on the mic. Like I had everybody get up, read what they wrote to the room, to her, present, what they said to her. And, it's just one of those flowers while you're alive moment, which goes into while they're here, appreciate them. And that's all that was. And that's what I really try to get people to do. But yeah, that's all I got for that.
Thank you. And that got, it's something that I have been pushing behind the scenes. I have a whole little website made behind Everythang Culture that is called Roses, and it's the same thing, flowers, roses, but giving people roses while they're here once again. And it's going to start off with women, not just women of color, but mainly you're going to have a lot of women of color, and black women, be specific, because I started it a couple years ago. Well, it started last year, and when I started doing this thing solo dolo, that I had to push that to the side, because everything y'all are saying right now, we don't recognize people while they're here so much. Show let me tell you I love you now. So that's the biggest thing about with my family. Like, one of my aunties just called while I was recording this, like during this recording right here, and I'm gonna call her. I don't care how late it's gotta call her back. Just tell her I love her, I appreciate her. Every time I talk to my cousins and my brothers, my sisters, it's like, hey man, I love you. That's how, no matter how crazy things get, we're gonna end this thing with I love you and I appreciate you, because this could be our last conversation. I've had those type of conversations with my family. My Aunt Gwen, man, she passed. And it's different for me these days, because when I say she passed, it feel like she's still with me, the way I've been operating life with many people. And but she sent me something on Facebook. You know how some of our elders get on Facebook and they be sending those chain messages and stuff like that. And she sent me one, and it had a song behind it. And she wrote something personal, like, hey, baby, something. And it was like, hey, if something ever happened, don't worry about me. I want you to think about this song right here. And it was like, I'll be walking around in heaven all day. And that was the last message she sent me before she passed, And I tell my cousins, I tell, all my family members, like, hey, love people and tell you how you, and just love them while you got them, seriously. Don't wait till like, oh, I meant to tell them that. Don't wait for me in a casket to tell me, hey, that's how I felt about them. Don't do that, But I've experienced loss at an early age, so it's different for everyone. So, but I know I'm just sharing from experience. And it's something like, in a few days, my mother's birthday is coming up. The people that know me, it's like my mother passed when I was 15, about to turn 15. Okay. And so I was 14 at the time. So right before my birthday. And her birthday is November 24th. And I'm just like, man, since this quarantine has been going on, actually since I've probably been up here in Seattle, I just been thinking about my mother a lot. All throughout these years, it haven't been that intense, but these few years, it's just been like that. And I was thinking about doing like my sister, like Friday. Oh my God, I'm working, doing everything I need to do at work, yada, yada, yada. And one of my coworkers had an event to me. I was opening up, going through some things. I'm like, I'm here for it. That sometimes people use me as that sounding board. But man, I looked on Facebook, just opened Facebook real quick, and my sister posted a picture of my mother. boy, it just emotions just hit me all immediately, just all overwhelmed me. And I've been thinking about, someone mentioned it. It's like write a letter or do and I don't really write letters, but I will get into a podcast about it and have a conversation, just talking to her, because it's like a lot of things that we go through during this season. Now, I always give my love to the elders, my appreciation to them, and even my family. We have a plaque, we have a crest to say, okay. Not that many black families can say that, but it's really neat and really cool to have that. But my main thing for these holidays is to build our youth. It's to show appreciation, get them involved, have them learning new things. I'm trying to teach my little cousins, so I get up there, how to fry a turkey, how to throw a football, things that's been traditional taught in our family. Once again, I said earlier, play spades. I see all the time how people say, nobody ever taught me how to play spades. I had one of my little cousins tell me, man, somebody teach me how to play dominoes. I'm like, wait, and I just had to get on and say, wait a minute. And he was like, hey, I know you taught me, but I haven't played in a long time. I said, I just want to let you be like, we have people that reach, okay? I do have those family members that get on social media and say, well, my family don't care about me. Don't do that. And I am that family member that will go and check you. I'm like, you have a family that care immensely about you. No, and when I say we're not perfect, we're pretty awesome, but we're not perfect. We're not. But when it's just amazing that what we have. And once again, I come like when I talked to Tamira, she expressed what she have. I've been that caseworker. I've seen kids that go through these experiences. I could have been that, but I had family that was able to pick me up. And I think
one of the important things to consider when someone says that people don't care about them, be it family, friends, or whatever, it's obviously based on their perception, but it's based on, I think it's rooted in a very particular thing. Like, I find, like, when I go to therapy, I've had to catch myself at times because I'll say, I don't have anybody. And then I have to think about it like, wait a minute. No, you do have people, but do you always utilize those people? Or like, how do you view the people that you have in your life? And what are you utilizing them for? So I think that we can be dismissive when people say that people don't care. I think that it takes getting to the root of what they need a person to care about, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely does. Hey, TT. We have another previous guest and from the makers of TT. How you doing, darling? And the best moderator a person can have, I'll tell you that.
Hey, y'all. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, we can hear you well.
Okay. I got my two lit through the background, so you already know how to go. So, first of all, I just want to say, y'all lit on here. Like, I really appreciate the conversation. I was in the background, shaking my head like, yep, y'all right about the pie, about the wisdom and stuff like that. But I really, really enjoyed this conversation. And, this actually, more folks. There's a shift going on right now because of the pandemic, because of the days, the calendar days that, of the history that's coming out. A lot of people, they're kind of like second clean out and get on what to actually do. I can agree with y'all. I'm looking for just to have some days off. Type of deal. I think for me, I am changing how I celebrate holidays because of this, from just learned history, and just because all the hustle and bustle of trying to get a turkey, trying to get a ham, trying to make sure that it's fresh from the store, which one got, it's just a lot. Y'all, I'm in the background trying to spruce up some things in the house before the holidays supposed to come over. I don't hear quick. I was running up and down the stairs trying to get stuff done. And I'm pescatarian, so I ain't even about to get all this crap. Well, when y'all was talking about the dressing and stuff, I said, yeah, I'm gonna have to have vegetable broth in my dressing. I ain't gonna be able to.
Hey. Do as you do. Once again, I'm trying to get more people. I was hoping for a more inclusive, panel. But hey, this is perfect. Who's here is who's here. I've always said that from the start of Everythang Culture. Who's present, who's going to represent, because these traditions have been taught to us, and how, like, once again, we just got finished talking about our elders. This is who brought to me. Okay. It's a lot of things that I believe that are necessary. I am that, like, man, still, and I married a person that feels the same way about some of these same things. It's like the house got to be spotless when family come over, and it is spotless no matter what. But it's like when things come together. Yeah, I am going to earlier. I ordered my turkey. Once again, we only eat one type of turkey, and we ordered it online.
Deep fried turkey. My dad, he does a deep fried turkey, every year. And I mean, I think honestly for me, aside from just my choice of eating, for me, I just like the time just to sit and enjoy time with family, even with having family over, because we're still in quarantine type deal, even though the world is open back up. It's a little different. I went to visit my grandmother in her 90s. She'll be after 93 or 94 this year, on the 29th. And
God bless you.
You get to see. It's weird seeing my elders, in this state, can't really do too much, can't really move around. Like this particular one's not able to move around too much, but she has the heart of gold. You know what I mean? And to just be able to see her this year, I couldn't hug her. I still had to have a mask around her and stuff, but it really makes me think, as what Tamara was talking about, saying don't take it for granted.
Yeah. Trust me. Oh my goodness. Like, okay, something.
These topics YouTube always makes us go into something totally different.
No, because this is part of the conversation. Because now, like, for instance, my one of my cousins, love you, man. I heard, and I need to reach out to him again. But I heard that, okay, my family, we're taking the vaccine serious. Okay, now, I know everybody doesn't get the vaccine. The reason I got the vaccine because I go to the gym, I work out and stuff like that, and then trust me, people ain't that clean anyway. Okay, I have elders in my family. And just like Victor was saying, I have some extra elders in my family too that say some things that are not so kind sometimes. All right. It comes off a little aggressive. All right. And I have a cousin. He's absolutely against the vaccine. He's absolutely against most vaccinations and things of that nature, what he says. He's against the masking, the whole nine. And, he's a strong-minded person. Love him. And he listens to the show. So I'm talking to you, man. And the family's like, hey, I had to put it now. If you come into the family dinner, if you come to Thanksgiving dinner and you're not vaccinated, you're not masked, don't come. You can't come. And that's like shit. That's like a real hard, blow that say you can. And I know how he loves family. He loves family. We love him. I'm not gonna be there either way, And if I was there, I would still make time to go see him. That's me. But what I know how Bella feels. I know how Bella feels. But I know she's in the middle on some of these things too. I know you are. But if your family, do y'all have that experience that y'all family are like, y'all are cautious of who's vaccinated and who not, especially what we're dealing right now?
Nobody's gonna ever that's vaccinated and is way to that side. Nobody that's vaccinated is ever gonna fucking believe that I'm a little bit more safer than them unvaccinated. I'm about to do it now. I'm gonna mute myself. I'm about to log all this shit and I'm about to do it now. I literally have to test weekly for my job simply because I'm not vaccinated. And the fact that I know that I get something every week that says green, you're good to go, green, you're good to go. And everybody that I know, oh, I'm vaccinated, I can go to this day party, I could go to this brunch, I could do this. They're moving so much more wild than me and other people that are not vaccinated. My friend that had a Friendsgiving, she actually had one. A lot of us work for DC government. A lot of us are not vaccinated, but you know what we did do? Take our test last week and we're around each other and all our shit came back. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't, oh, you had to show it to get in, but we already know what, you know what I'm saying? We already know.
Yeah.
Like, I would never do that to my people. I wouldn't say you gotta. The thing about it is, this is what I told my uncle. He came around, he refused to take his mask off. He didn't want to hug nobody, didn't want to do shake hands, do nothing. But when it was time to eat, the motherfucker took the mask down. Slim, we sharing the same air anyway, so you should have just came through the door without it on. If you was coming to get a plate, you should have got your plate and rolled out if you didn't want to be around us. When you take that mask down, it's the same fucking air, my guy.
I'm telling you, when that food is involved, people change their mind about shit. Just let you know that the purpose of Thanksgiving, what they tell you what Thanksgiving was is the truth. But what actually happened is a lie. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The purpose, food will bring people together. But when people poison your shit, yes, they will. You gotta be careful of it.
I'm with Bella on this. I am not vaccinated and I will not be vaccinated. I work from home and I run my own business, so I don't ever really have to test either. I've never tested before. And, you know, knock on wood, I've avoided it the entire time. And in my life, but I'm cautious. I don't necessarily, you know, like go around 600 people. But I also live my life. I've been traveling the whole pandemic on airplanes, vacationing. Like my life has not suffered in the slightest bit. And I do what I can to maintain myself. I think that, you know, I respect people's decisions, you know, and I understand that people have made the decision whether to be vaccinated or unvaccinated for various reasons. I think that the middle point for a lot of it is fear. Either those who have been vaccinated are fearful of catching it and passing it to those that they love, and then those who are not are fearful of it being something that they're unfamiliar with. But I think that it's important to note, to pay attention to the divisiveness that it can cause the vaccinated against the unvaccinated, and how it stands to separate the familial unit, which only means a lot to those of us who are people of color, because we constantly come together as family. It doesn't really work the same with the palm colored people because they don't have that level of connection with family the same way that we do. So we suffer. We suffer when we put those things in place that says, well, if you're not this or if you're this, you can't be around. And I think I understand that most of it is rooted in fear, but it makes me sad. It makes me really sad.
No.
Agreed.
Agree with that.
And make that 3 people that's not vaccinated, because myself, I'm not vaccinated. Now, the thing is, unfortunately, back in January, I had COVID. I wouldn't wish it on nobody. I'm good and I'm all good now. But even now, I know how to protect myself and be mindful of where people go and stuff. So, and I try not to go out that much. So it's like, I've been doing just fine without the vaccine. So, and also with the vaccine, you don't know your side effects and how your body's going to respond to it. So that was my caution, because I heard stories about some people getting blood clots from the vaccine, from having the vaccine. And some people that didn't even have COVID, they got the vaccine and they still got it. So it's like, it's just some things I just don't trust.
No, absolutely understand. Once again, I'm one of those guys, say it over and over again. I ain't gonna force you to do what you, and I'm in a work field that now at work, I have to put down what we put down for the CDC. Like, unless you have but we do accept exemptions for religious and medical reasons. But yeah, you got to get that vaccine in my JOB. You feel me? Unless you gave us an exemption. But with family, it's hard to say about family. Now, for the elders, if I was in Texas, I would still be around him. I'll still come around and spend time with him, the whole nine, you know. Even though, once again, it's worried, because I've had people in my family die of COVID. You feel me? I've seen people younger than me pass, okay? Like, and it's hard. Once again, I got it because I'm out in the gym. I'm very protective, and I live in a state where not only a state but a city where this all started in the USA. You know, and I remember when this thing popped off, it's like, damn, this shit for real. Okay, Bella and I used to talk about this all the time, and we used to say before this stuff really cracked down, it's like a lot of people go. A lot of people ain't gonna make it. I remember was steady saying that, and shit. 2 years later, chapter 2.
Yeah, chapter 2, and I posted something earlier this summer. It was a body bag, and it said COVID-19, and I was telling people, I was like, y'all think this shit is over, and it's not. And my employer actually at the time, they asked me honestly, what the fuck was I made of, and literally those words, because there were 4 of us in the back, and we were out for other purposes. I'll just say the prep room, and there's 4 of us in the prep room, and 3 out of the 4, which I wasn't, I still got COVID. I didn't catch COVID. So they was like, because they kept pressing it, you need to get your shot, you need to get your shot, you need to get your shot. And in my head, you know, I'm being respectful, I'm not gonna get the shot, blah blah blah. So then one day, me and the owner actually went back and forth. He was like, you need to go get your shot, you're anti-vax. And that's when I went off. I was like, back that shit up. I'm not anti-vax. What I am is anti this right here. You know what I mean? I said, then don't put that on me. I said, words mean things. And so that's when he realized I wasn't one of them little regular hood boogers that's be up in his motherfucking establishment working. And I was like, you're not gonna play with words with me, because to me, words mean things. And we're not gonna play that fucking game. So then when everybody else out sick and I'm the only one in there, it was, oh, thanks for doing a good job. And I just don't know how you didn't get it and everybody else did. Motherfucker, because I'm that bitch. But nah, for real, you know what I'm saying? It's just like.
so like I haven't had it, thank God, because man, I be worried like if I get this shit gonna take my little ass down, you know. When women be talking about guys be so soft when they get sick, I am that motherfucker. Okay, when I get sick, I am out, man. Like, I'm telling you that now.
Listen, whenever I was sick, I was still functional, but that shit right there, it had me out. I'm like, God damn.
You get laid out all the way. You can't do. I had to do with no medication because I was pregnant. So when I tell you that was the hardest, and this was before, because it's been out for a while. And I was sick for 3 weeks. And the only thing I can do was ginger and lemon. And the only thing that they prescribed me, they was out of the 100 miles, and 100-mile radius. When you gotta fight that, that was the hardest. When I say the hardest thing I had to do in my life, just being laid out, can't breathe. I remember I was in the shower for 4 hours because I couldn't breathe. Just standing there.
See,
you can't do nothing.
And I hear those stories and experiences, and once again, when I go on Facebook, it's the hardest thing. Like, hey, y'all, pray for my so and so that have COVID, and I'm friends they so and so, and I'm seeing that post, then the other post, then I'm like, hey, and then they be very ambiguous. Then the next thing I know, pray for my other parts of my family. We done lost them. Man, and that shit is hard, man. That is hard to see. That's like, I knew this person, you know, and there's once again, I'm still not push. I don't push. Like, I got some friends. Y'all know who y'all are. Like Bella, I don't push her because I believe she's responsible on many things. A lot of I'm the same way when I was in high school. I was that friend. I'm gonna look out for my other friends, unless those friends know how to look out for themselves, and I don't really worry about them too much. And when I didn't worry about one of my friends that much, he ended up dying, legit. Okay, and when I tell you, I'm like, man, y'all take care of yourself. I got a homeboy that he has high blood pressure, he pre-diabetic, he have all these other issues, and I'm like, hey man, are you vaccinated yet? Because he go out all willy-nilly. Everybody else in this family vaccinated adults, but he ain't. And I'm like, bruh, man, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I'm not trying to make no post about you, bruh. And that's, once again, as Tamera said, it's my fear.
Business is booming. You hear me?
And I'll be talking to Bella and the work she do, you know, mortician. I'm like, we know nurses, I know doctors, I know people that's like, and these people know this about me because I done had these conversations with them when this vaccine, before this vaccine came out, I was like, I ain't taking no damn vaccine. Hell no. Woo, 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 woo. The nurses and the doctors I knew, black people that I know, they were like, nah, don't take no damn vaccines. They were all against it until they did their research and got, when I saw the people in the professional points and things got this shit now, that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to get this motherfucker. Just and once again, even with my wife, I didn't pressure my wife to get it. I actually told him after, I said, let me get it. Let me see how I feel over the next month or so. Then you make that decision. You
well,
give
here we
people
can't
free
even get into no establishment unless we show that we had the test or we got vaccinated.
Same here. But once again, that is in Cali. That's on the West Coast, okay? You bring your ass to Texas, let me tell you something.
We're not going back to Texas.
I'm going back to Texas. Let me tell you something.
No, sir. I'm done.
California. Where are you that you're having to show stuff? I'm in Southern California. I ain't showing nothing to nobody.
I'm in Northern California. Near San Francisco.
I was just in Sacramento.
Oh, I'm back where I'm at. Yeah.
Oh, you're in San Francisco. It's like New York.
Yeah, you can't get in.
Outside, yeah.
I think for me, because I'm newly vaccinated, and I'm not. At first, I was like, no, I'm cool. I'm not gonna, I've already got sick, But it got to the point for me when it was like, okay, well, I cannot go into my grandmother's house to be around her. I'll be tortured. I can't go into her house. And then it got to the point where they started in San Francisco in the Bay Area. You can't get in nowhere, really, And then I started wanting to get back out to go to different places, different establishments, and you either had to have that rapid test, and it was hard to get appointments. And on top of that, if you want to go into like certain places to pretty much like resume what you've been doing, before all this hit, you gotta have a test or you gotta be vaccinated. So, and I ain't gonna lie, y'all might laugh or think I'm foolish for this. I don't care because it's freedom of choice. I'm trying to go to Hawaii next year or, other places, if it's safe.
You said to Hawaii?
Places, yeah. Certain places, huh?
They don't want us there, vaccinated or not.
Say it one more time.
They don't want us there.
I haven't been. That's why I was just like, even just being just out there because but honestly, all jokes aside, what it boiled down for me was I cannot, because I have 2 small children, I cannot afford to be somewhere and I need to get them inside to get some water or to use the bathroom. And I'm not vaccinated. People can turn you away. Just being out there in the Bay Area, I can't get them no water because I'm not vaccinated.
And
that's where it got real.
What you discussing is hold on, what did you say, Bella?
I said, that ain't crazy. You can't go buy no water because you're not vaccinated.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna get on, man. And once again, this is about the holidays, but this goes into what we're going through right now in 2021. It's like that over here.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm saying it's like that over here. Like when I tell my people when they want to come visit Seattle and shit. Now I heard of some places you can dip off, but man, things be strict up here, man. Like one of my boys are talking about coming up here in December. Don't come visit Seattle like in November and December, y'all. Yeah, it's ugly. This is when it rains. Okay, this is when it rains. Yeah. Now when February, March hit, when them cherry blossoms and all that stuff pop up, like all that, like other than 2-3 months.
We have cherry blossoms. We have a cherry blossom festival.
Hey, I don't know if we have a festival. We have a tulip festival, I know that. But my next photo shoot, hey, it'll be one of the cherry blossoms. I already got that's go. Y'all don't feel me though. But but the point is, like Seattle, a lot of stuff ain't what it is. If you're from Texas, it ain't naked out here. When I went to go visit Texas for my niece's wedding and for my birthday, man, I enjoyed myself. Okay, well, let me say that first. I miss home. I love home. That is still home. But my people out here don't give a fuck. Okay. Like, and that probably the first time I cursed in this episode. But when I tell you, they don't give a damn, man. I'm like, I never felt so. I never been out that long in the past 2 years without a mask until I came back to Texas. And if you wear a mask, they're looking at you crazy. Okay, I'm telling you, it's like that. I'm like, damn. Hey, it what hit me when I went. Okay, shout out to Truckcast. Shout out to Humvee. Shout out to Jail Ray with Divorce as Fuck. Shout out to Dawn the Doll. Especially shout out to Dawn, man, that came through with the happy hour and everything. But man, when I tell you, they hit me up and they were trying to like, hey, let's go to this bar, 5150. All right. The bar, and it was like, I don't go to do the whole club thing. This was right across the street from Turkey Leg Hut. So this is like 1 a.m. in the morning. I was like, man, they say, we've been doing this whole virtual Zoom thing for the whole year. We got to know each other. I never met some of these people face to face. I'm going to come through. Y'all got me. I'm going to come through. I stepped in that thing. It's nothing but us. It's beautiful. Once again, that not only is being in Seattle, what we only represent 4%. Black people, it's only 4% black people in Seattle, okay? And when I came back home and to see all of us, a sea of us, oh, it was beautiful. I'm happy for it. That's these my people. But ain't not nan one of them had a damn mask on at all. And I'm like music, hearing the music, drinks, everybody looking good, once again, the beauty's in the South. Once again, I say that all the time, but you don't get me on that. But man, I'm in this thing. I felt like legit. I'm making through the club. I found my people. We buying each other drinks. We tripping. They introduced me to new folks. And y'all remember watching Belly, at the very beginning. However do you want it? Okay, y'all know what I mean.
Yeah.
Everything kind of get quiet. That's legit what happened in my head. Like, I'm just seeing all these people. Like, I'm talking about shoulder to shoulder, touching, like laughing, drinking out the same shit, smoke a hookah out the same shit with each other, blowing in the air.
That hookah, because you can't clean the inside of that motherfucker. You clean the inside of that motherfucker. That hookah's a wild girl in public.
Yeah, I know this. And I'm telling you, in my head, it was just like, it had to be Jesus. Because he was like, nigga, you need to get vaccinated. Nigga, you need to go get a test. Like, COVID in here, bro. Like, I'm like, this is I'm looking out there. I'm at an elevated point, and I'm looking out over the whole bar, and I'm like, this is some wild shit, bro. This is wild. This is a whole pandemic going on. But people out here living their best life. And someone go live it, someone may not live it long. That's how I look at it. I got things I'm still trying to accomplish. So yeah, I'm when it comes down to that fear, and that fear keep you alive sometime, that's all I'm getting at. You make some moves, but you gotta be, that fear come with a little bit of intelligence at times. But it comes down to this. It's so unique where we have times these days that we're able to. I would never thought it'd been a time in my life that I'm like, we have to turn a family away from Thanksgiving, so I'm very indifferent about that decision.
Is at your house, would you turn him away?
No.
If you host?
No. So, peep game. This same family member, my family know who it is, so I don't trip it. So if y'all listen to this, y'all know what's up. At one Thanksgiving, we hosted at our house in Houston, okay, in Pearland. That particular family member is a substance abuser, he's been not only substance abuser, but addicted to substances. That year, I offered people like, hey, let's not have any alcohol here. Even though it's not, weed, it's not cocaine, it's not heroin, it's not any of these what we consider hard drugs. It's still a substance. They're like, oh, they'll be okay. I explained to them, this is how this operates. Thank you, DT. We here. Thanks for swinging through. But I explained to them, like, when we do the work that we do, and the work that I've done in my career, Like, you could be addicted to, you know, whatever, but if you put something else that is, you know, a substance that could cause them to relapse, but they're like, that'll be all right, we'll control it. Just being around it is hard enough. But just because we want to continue having fun and entertainment and, you know, and sip and, you know, laugh and woot sip our Cape Cods and all that is cool. You know what I mean? So, and they still hosted. I talked to him, how it made him feel, you know, this and that. At that time, he was still in the way of, he wasn't in recovery at all. But man, that's my point. So I would still allow him to be around family. But I would tell him probably like, hey, I would tell everybody, hey, so-and-so's coming through. Do y'all want to leave for a little bit? We'll sanitize, whatever. I'll make arrangements, but my family know me. I'm not turning my family away. I'm not. That they turned my mother away at a certain point. And that's a conversation we're gonna have for the future, because my mother was a substance abuser. And I can't do that. It's just not part of my nature. It's just not me.
See, even the idea of like having to tell people that so-and-so be unvaccinated is coming, and like, even the idea of that is so bothersome to me. And as someone who has survived many abuses, I went to many a family of function where the sexual abusers were there and allowed to be there, and it was okay, and it was just fine. And I know that many of us that are in the community, brown skin community, understand that we'll let people come who are no good and unhealthy to other people in the environment. But now we have entered into a space where we're not going to allow someone to come because they have not been vaccinated. That is like, I don't like the idea of that whatsoever. On top of the fact that I feel as though, and I'm gonna get off of it because I normally don't even discuss this kind of stuff.
We understand.
But I feel as though the vaccine and the mask provide a false sense of security. I think it provides a false sense of security because it does not encourage you to continue to do the things to protect yourself, like wash your hands and still maintain
wash your ass
and things
okay.
of that, like basic shit, right? Like that. Like, I think it creates a false sense of security, and it also doesn't teach you to beef up your immune system, which at the end of the day is much more important. I'm gonna go, but yeah, I'm done.
And that too. And so since we're talking about these colonizers and this holiday, you know, we can also go into how they protested against being clean. Like, that's them. They dirty as hell, but that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave that alone.
We can, once again, I'm big on like bringing people in that they can bring their points here, you know, but that's something I said.
I like
before.
Bella.
Oh, I love Bella. You know, that's my people right there.
I'm like, we all gonna have to get on Liquor Talk too. So yeah.
Right. You set up the date, man. I'm there. Like I say, I support my folks.
I love talking.
Yep. That's what we do. That's everything. But it's about substance. I done knocked out my whole holiday preference right here. You know, the Crown is something part of family. Oh my God, same thing.
Man, bro, I just finished a bottle of Crown Dark, the Black Crown. Oh man, that Crown was strong as hell.
Oh, that wasn't nothing right there. That's just something I can sip straight, keep going. But it's so much I wanted to touch on. You know, I'm still gonna be here for another 30. But like, I've had family with substance abuse, man. That, like, we had a cousin that we lost. Rest in peace, Mark Carroll. Mark Carroll, by the way. My wife forever thought his name was Mark Carroll. And because that's how we once again, we country as shit. Like, that's what it is. But when I tell you, he was, you know, I just knew he'd be drinking. I never knew what substance abuse was and all that, but that was him. And holidays ain't gonna be the same without him, you know? No matter what. And nothing's promised to us for tomorrow. Nothing is promised to us. So we just gotta appreciate what we have while we have it. And I just know with my family, like, I'm gonna reach out to them in the morning. I should reach out to them tonight, just tell them how much I appreciate them. But it's just that change and this whole vaccine, this pandemic has torn people apart. it's put some people together too. I will say that, but it is taught. It's an experience. It's that's what it's been. But I can't not turn away family. Not from my house, not from my place for that. You know,
I wouldn't even say that. I'm gonna be like, look, it's open to everybody. I ain't even gonna say, oh, Slim, you can come between 8 and 10, because who's to say? You know, everything is just it's organic. So if we're gonna play dominoes, spades, whatever at this time, I don't want to play a set here and then we got to turn around and do it again because this is his time to come because he's unvaccinated. I'm be like, just don't come. And that's how I would carry. But that's me. That's how I would carry it, you know. But I understand what you're saying. You know, try to, because you are, whether you realize it or not, and this is out of love, Mr. Politically Correct. Let me try to accommodate this family member. Yeah, you just said you gonna tell them, hey, Slim on the way. If you gonna leave, let me sanitize and do this and do that, man. Nigga walk through the door, put your fucking mask on, and get out.
And that's the thing. I get you can hold that because it may be correct. Because the person I'm talking about, he is anti. You know, he is like, he will argue that it's not just gonna be the point that he just do it for, like what we're saying, for his own well-being. He's gonna be like, why are you doing that? Why are you taking it? He's gonna argue that fact. And I'm like, hey, kinfolk, you be putting other shit in your body that you shouldn't be putting on. That's the last thing you need to worry about talking about. Put in mind, Playboy. You know, let's not go there. You know, let's do what you do. I do what you do, and let's love and respect one another. You know,
that's what I like for a lot of things. When you get somebody that can just shut up about it and don't ask the questions, you know what I'm saying? You do what you do, I do what I do, but there's so much division behind it, and it's, you're stupid by now if you haven't got it done, and all this other shit to go along with. I'm like, come on, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You still wild, you still doing this, you still doing that. And they all, and I'm gonna tell you, off of my Twitter people alone, from the people that I've seen, you know, that little 3 degrees separation.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some statistic I'm making the fuck up. About 85% of motherfuckers got the vaccine so they could go back to brunch. That's it. They didn't get it for nobody else. They wanted to go to brunch because they was tired of sitting in the fucking house.
I didn't feel I'm not getting because of y'all. Now, when the gyms open back up, now I am, once again, I eat a lot, but I have to work out. So I haven't squatted nothing in the whole year. As soon as them gyms open up, I'm going back. I was in that gym for like maybe 1 week. 1 week. And I was like, Like, not only because of other people, because even me, like I sweat. So I have my mask on. I'm sweating into my mask and I'm waterboarding myself. I'm like, I said, man, and I was taking my mask off just to do my workout in and things of that nature. And I'm like, I can't do this. So I'm like, I thought about it. I'm the person that go out in the house. I'm the one that go out in public and shop. I don't like the whole online shopping. I like to go pick my own produce and meats and things, you know? So I was like, okay, pimp decision. What you gonna do? And I was like, hell, let me go ahead and get it.
I feel that gym shit, because that's why I've been paying for my gym membership for about 6 months.
And you ain't been going? Man, you better can't. You still wasting your money. That's my motivation.
I know. I keep saying I need to cancel it, but like the last time I went, and it just, I'm like, all these people in here sweating, Lord, and people don't wipe the machine down properly. Jesus, like my anxiety was through the roof.
I be whipping the mess. I be spraying it. I bring my own towels, the whole nine, man. Bleach the fuck out. You know, I am there, but no. So, but honestly, that's what really pushed me to get it. And just seeing, like, and recently, once again, I got it. Once again, I'm not shaming people, but I've seen people pass of it. You know, I've seen people go, and and I saw people before I got it. I saw people go, and I saw how people were ostracized as well. Family members being ostracized, but they currently had it, you know, and it's just some wild times. It isn't why it's different. It's different, but yeah. So, you know, this is something that can adjust traditions. You know, we touch on food. I can't think of that much music that we think of on Thanksgiving, other than, you know, the Frankie Beverly and Maze and things, getting ready for what you're going for. But that's for one of our gatherings, you know. I would say for traditions, we have talent shows. We have the frying the turkey. Looking forward to my kinfolk being released. Oh, kinfolks are people that's on certain vacations. That's something that we miss. We always give a phone call or get a phone call from them, and we all pass the phone around so we always can talk. Oh man, it's just so many things that's happening. And older I become, more wiser I become. I would say that. It's just I'm just learning that how much responsibility I have in the family. And that's what I'm trying to pass on and have these kids think about it. These young adults, well, they still worried about, having relations and being grown before understanding what grown means, if that makes sense. So trying to instill those in them. So, but yeah, this go kind of piggyback on what Tamera expressed. So if not Thanksgiving, what would you rather have? What would you rather do for this holiday? How would you want to celebrate it? That's a question for anyone. Yeah, you can.
I don't know, because I'm not celebrating Thanksgiving this year either. So, this is actually my second year not celebrating Thanksgiving. And I'm not tied to it in that way anymore. I think I do respect and appreciate that, it is a time where we traditionally come together as a full family and all of those things. But I would like to see that just happen randomly, I would like it not to necessarily be tied to a particular day. And I guess the more I separate myself from the actual holiday, the more I'm more invested in like just calling up family, like, hey, what y'all doing? Like, let's go to dinner, or, let's meet up at so-and-so's house and have game night. And I think that's missing. Like the little time that I did have with family, there was a lot of that. Like I can remember the older generation, like they got together all the time. Like they was always doing something in the basement, partying, this, that, and the other. And it wasn't tied to a holiday. And I think we do a little bit less of that, or that might just be my experience or what I see. But I would definitely like to see more of that over coming together on one day. But, I don't know. That's just my take on it.
Oh, I feel it. We be working. Well, like if I was still in Houston, we'll be coming together all the time. That's how this podcast was started. Me and my partners coming together. Start out real conversations, then they end up doing a little something different. Then we end up going down. Once again, if y'all go listen, y'all better listen soon. The first season, if y'all listen closely, the beginning episode, we be right into the conversation, be riveting in the whole nine. We take that one break, and then they be like, yeah. It wasn't me, but a lot of other people be a little out in a different world at that time. So, but it's just that point, that connection. And wife and I was having a conversation. Oh, more and more we become free. More and more we get an advantage in life. We lose some of these things that we had to have, or we was just around, if I'm making sense. Let me try to explain it. I think of it like the church. The church was a pillar in the community. You couldn't do nothing without the church back in the day. But now, since things are better, we've made progress. Not only we don't really need the church as much, but we don't really need the village as much as well. I don't believe that, but a lot of people stray away from it, because it's some bad, and that's why you have good and bad, and no matter what you have in this world. And that's why I look at Thanksgiving. Like, I speak about a certain family member. They have done some things that were very inappropriate. They've done some things that our family and our traditions we do not support. And we support a lot. Okay. We support a whole lot. But and that's what I'm talking about. When you speak down on family, like you were saying, we support you. How we don't support you? You know, I would like my family to listen to Everythang Culture and should share it and do the whole nine. If they don't do it, does that mean they don't love me? Absolutely not. They still love the shit out of me. This may not be their cup of tea. I got some cousins that like to sing or rap. They're not good at it. Okay, I'm gonna support you to the extent, but I'm gonna keep it. If you if you ever ask me that direct question, I want to give you the direct answer. I promise you I will. But I also give you some feedback and how you can support it. Or I can tell you that's just not my cup of tea. That's not the type of music I listen to. You know, I tell people now, like if my cousin was Lil Uzi, like, hey, I don't listen to Lil Uzi. I see you being successful, Kenfo, do what you do. I would share and keep going, but you asked me, this ain't your cup of tea. But I'm like, maybe it's somebody else's, you know. I'm that type of family member. If you in college, I'm gonna ask you how you doing in college. What's going on? Well, why you asking me about that? Because motherfucker, I'm thinking about giving you some money or helping you out. That's why I ain't gonna support something that I'm wasting my money in. You know, that's how I look at it. Because when I was a kid, when I was in college and I was in school, when my aunties or cousins and all asked me how I was doing, I'm like, I'm doing well here. I'm struggling there. You know, this getting me right there. It's a simple question. Just give them an answer. I see some things on TikTok and some of these other social media. They be ready to clap back. I am ready for any of my family members to try that clap back shit with me. I am going to hurt your fucking feelings. I'm going to go to you and your mama and your grandmama because I know everything in the family. I'm talking to all y'all, and they know that too. Okay, if the young ones don't know that, y'all better get to know it. And as I'm like, y'all just, but that's me. I don't know what but I wouldn't. But the family that know me, the older ones, they know that I can get there. But the young ones think I'm the sweetest motherfucker ever. I would never, and I'd be like, you know, I don't, because we don't need to go there because I'm gonna treat y'all with respect. I'm gonna treat everybody with respect. But that's something that I look for this family. And for the holidays, I love them. You know, we have the good stuff. The bad stuff I overlook so much. I sometimes I forget. And shout out to my uncle Rod. He said it before. And I know somebody said it on, I saw TikTok, just time doesn't make excuses for things and all that. Does time heal wounds, whatever the case may be? I think apologies are always necessary and a clear communication to have that. Because that's the pillars of everything: culture, respect, communication, consistency. Even myself, when I'm mad at some people or something, sometimes it takes time for me just to, okay, I thought about it, you know, my emotions are not as high as they were. Let's have this conversation, or I can apologize about this. This is the time for us to have that. But I believe we live in a world of petty. I think we live in a world that I have to get my lick back.
We do, and I think that we kind of need to stop saying that time heals wounds, because time don't heal wounds. Time don't do shit except keep time. What heals wounds is introspective clarity. That's what heals wounds. Well, it's not even always communication.
Communication,
it's introspective. It's going within, because I have many. My mother pushed me off a bridge twice. My aunt almost beat me within inches of my life. I've had a lot of experiences with people and no closure. Nobody has apologized for anything. Nobody has tried to communicate with me about anything. So when you have moments like that, what do? The only thing you can do is go within, because you're not going to get what it is you're looking for.
Agreed.
And time ain't going to take care of that. What's going to take care of that is me saying, I didn't deserve that. They didn't honor me as a person the way that they should have. But there isn't anything broken in me that made that behavior okay. That had nothing to do with me. It was all about them. And so that's me going within myself and determining that I am actually okay, because you get caught in the loop and you need somebody to explain it to you, because you're thinking, What is wrong with me? What did I do to deserve that? But the moment you realize it had nothing to do with you in the first place, then you can release them. And I had to learn that because nobody in my life was able to rectify the shit that they did to me. And because of that, I had to figure out a way to move forward in my path and my journey of life where I would have remained stuck. And time wasn't fixing that shit. That's just my personal perspective.
You absolutely that, and thank you for sharing that perspective because it's absolutely valid.
It is definitely valid.
There's some extreme experiences as well. Like, I want to be clear about that. Yeah, but go ahead, Vic.
Yeah, those are some extreme experiences, but sometimes I will say accountability because sometimes family members don't always want to take accountability for their actions. They're so keen on, oh, why is he not coming around? Why is he not doing this? Or why is he not doing that? Well, do you remember when you told when some people, when an uncle of mine told me, hey, if it was up to me, you'd be out of here? Oh, but I'm like, and this is me when I'm still trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing with life after, graduate from college. And they're like, and then there's some other family members who can say offensive things, but nobody wants to take accountability, but yet they want to blow my mom's phone up like, oh, how's Victor doing? What's Victor doing? They always want to ask 50 million things about me, but they never want to take that accountability or say, I'm sorry, or I did this. And it's just, and also looking at it from my mental health, and it's like, I'm doing better without you. So I'm also looking at the standpoint of, I really don't get no benefit. I really don't feel the love. I feel like y'all just trying to attack me for something. So sometimes though, if I come off as anti-family, it's like, look, my family ain't all loving like y'all family is. Or so I would definitely say that family members, you need to take accountability because you never know what somebody's going through and what you can do to that person to make that person just not want to deal with the family.
And everything I'm saying is not only valid, but it is valid. It's real. It's authentic, and that's why I have people come on and talk about the experience personally, because I talk about the experience with my mother. One thing I say about my mother is before she passed, she had the opportunity to apologize to everybody she may have done wrong. And I tell my family, like, I remember how y'all treated my mother. It's nothing, even though y'all helped me, they love the mess out of me. They love them some Brandon. Okay. But it's just like, but I remember this as a kid. And I look at how I have a relationship with my brother. All right. One of my brothers. I have several brothers. But if y'all in part of the family, y'all know what brother I'm talking about. Y'all know don't have the best relationship with him. And he may go around and say family don't support him. He may say, oh, we don't do this, we don't do that. That's an absolute lie. He's the one not taking responsibility for certain things. And the reason why it hurts me, because I look at, if it wasn't for certain people, if it wasn't for my family in total, I don't know where I'll be, And maybe it's because, like what Bella kind of alluded to, like I may be that PC. I am trying to bring everybody together in my family as much as possible, even the ones that we don't have to agree with all the time. I think I look at my family as the whole Black culture. How in the world I'm gonna bring all Black people together if I can't bring my own family together? Because we all different. We all have our different perspectives. And I absolutely agree. If we hurt somebody, it's easy to be sincere and mean and try to rationalize and get to know their feelings and mindset and where they come from and apologize. It's so easy to say, hey, I see your point of view and I apologize how I made you feel. If those are not my intentions, and even if those were my intentions at this time, once again, I'm sincere, apologize for me coming off hurtful. People haven't received that, and some people don't know even how to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I think especially with the older generation, I think part of it, like my mother, for instance, her childhood was traumatic, like severely traumatic. And I think sometimes people are like, well, I survived it.
Yeah.
I survived it. It isn't, I don't think that all the time, and this is not, this isn't the rule, but I don't think that all the time it's that people just don't feel bad for what they did. I think they just think I survived it. And because I survived it, you can survive it too. And I think that has a lot to do with just generations of traumas being passed down and passed down and passed down, and no one ever really being the person that steps in and breaks the cycle and creates a better way of dealing with those traumas. I am that person in my family. That didn't exist before me. Now, that doesn't mean that, I excuse my mother's behavior, but it definitely means that I give her a level of understanding that she might not have been afforded were I not the cycle breaker, if that makes sense.
No, it makes sense. Absolutely does. And once again, man, I appreciate y'all for, dropping these gems and because again, this will be out and this is something people need to hear. And that's why I love because everything that come out of my mouth is not correct. That's the main thing with Everythang Culture. This is not a podcast of me talking just to talk. This is me getting to know people. And I really hope to have more people on here to have some of the similar or some experience that we never felt before. I really want to have an indigenous person come on and talk about what does this day mean to them. Do they look at this as a day of, celebration, or look at this day as like, hey, chill out, man. This ain't for us. But
you got time. I think you should put that call out on TikTok, see what you get back.
Yeah, I will. I have before. Once again, I got to go all the way back. I ain't made it on the platform where I'm at with the amount of people I have. But I've always, since day one, it's been my main thing is getting to know people. And we still got more of this, but this is the finale of season 3. And once again, I believe season 3 needed to close because season 3 been crazy. Season 4 is going to be a lot more direct. The conversations that we intend to have is going to be hopefully, how do I say, once again, 1 is diverse, 1 engaging, and 2 informative. We want to have fun, but I really want to talk about child welfare. I really want to get into that whole spectrum. I really want to get people to understand what it's like being a caseworker, what it's like being a kid coming from care, what it's like being a caregiver, what is it like being a parent, what is it like being an attorney, a judge. I want to have that perspective. I want to have a conversation, talk about people, body dysmorphia, body modification, loving the way you are, loving the change, no matter what, how does society look at what we call beauty? These are the things I want to discuss on season 4. We'll talk about substance abuse in detail. What is like being that person that when you reach that feel, what does it make you feel like? What is like being a family member that has someone that's substance abuse? What is like being the substance abuser? What is like being an addict? What is the things that you've lost or the things that you may have gained throughout your process? I'm gonna talk about gaming. Coming up, what is like growing up in the era of, I remember, when Nintendo and, Super Mario and Sonic was just coming out into what gaming is now, where you can get paid. I remember as being a little kid, I would love to get paid playing video games. I be playing, but I ain't good at video games like I used to as a kid. I done lost some of them skills. People be on a whole different level. And it's just these certain cultures that we hold on and hold dear, and these behaviors that we may don't know anything about or may hold collective together. So that's what season 4 is going to be about. So I'm always looking forward to hearing more from my people, from y'all, the community, because I can't do this without y'all. So I want to take, time to say thank y'all so much for even coming through. Thank y'all so much for listening. Thank you for tuning. Oh my God, website will be updated with some new things and new merchandise too. But going into this holiday season, it's going to be, more every year is going to be different. Every year. So with this year right here, I want to make sure just like, hey, hearing my community, hearing how they feel, hearing their thoughts, hearing their perspectives, because I take that to heart. So before we hop off, a few minutes, I want to make sure everyone have an opportunity to shout themselves out. Where can we find y'all? Where can we listen to y'all? Where can we just, creep and, look at y'all stuff on IG or Facebook or your TikToks? So what's the best way for us to communicate with y'all? Where can we find y'all?
Well, I'm on TikTok as Teetamtemera. And where else am I? My business, Vegan Soul Sisters. You can find me on Facebook. I have a business page and a group which is for women of color only. I'm also on Instagram under Vegan Soul Sisters, Twitter, Vegan Soul Sisters. And I have a few podcasts on Spotify under Manifest Healing Now. That's it.
We started. I did not know you had podcasts. This is new.
Oh, I did. I told you. I was potting for a while and then I stopped.
Okay, well, let's try to rev that back up for you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how you can find me though.
Okay. I know Bella, she's still on the conversation, but Victor, where can we find you?
All right. You can find me at Liquor Talk Podcast. That's on Instagram. And if you want the podcast, it's Liquor Talk Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube as well. Now, if you want the man behind Liquor Talk, on Twitter and Instagram, it's Real V Jones. I'll follow back on everything. Go ahead and tap in with me because I'd love to have this conversation again on Liquor Talk. I'd love to have everybody on Liquor Talk. Drake, that day is coming soon, so I'm being very in touch with you.
Hey man, I just realized you're the only one on here that haven't had the makings of you, so we got to set that up soon.
So, let me know when you about to do season 4. So let me know.
Oh, the makings of you is all throughout. That's my thing. We can do that anytime. That's something to keep people going between seasons. So really, the work never stops.
Oh, I got you.
It never stops. But so like with the seasons, this is an episode. This is a panel of people. But the makings of you, so it'd be the makings of Victor. It'd be an episode with just you and I having a conversation about you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we do.
Okay.
And let me see if I can get Bella's attention. I don't know if she can hear me. I know she's on the phone. But you can find her at Bella. I think it's The Gawd. Let me make sure I can Google it so I can find her. So I know she's on Twitter, or you can find Bella the Gawd on YouTube. She does a vlog on YouTube, Life, Lust, and Lies. Make sure to check her out there. Great content. She talk about dating. She, once again, if y'all heard it at the beginning, I'll probably go cut all this out in the episode. But she talks about, when the pandemic started and how some dude tried to holler at her and he gave her some copy and paste type of script. And she talks about her love life. She talks about the relationship she has with these gentlemen, how dudes be coming up with pen in they cabinets and stuff like that, drunk. Yeah, it's some wild stuff, but it's some real stuff too. Once again, that is her. She is a very open book of a personality, but a good-hearted person. Been chopping it up with her with the social media life for some time, but great, once again, great creator, great mother, throws spirit. She out of that Prince George. If y'all want to know more about her, listen to the makings of Bella Gawd season 2. She was season 2 on the finale, and yeah, that's the best way to follow. But hey, once again, this is your host, Mr. D713. You can find Everythang Culture on anywhere you listen to a podcast. You can listen to us on YouTube, and you can watch us on YouTube as well at Everythang Culture. And you can find us at our website at www.everythangculture.com.
Go to YouTube, Bella the Gawd, watch my series. It's a whole show. It's fun. It's entertaining. If you need some background noise, but I edit it very well, so it's like lots of graphics in there. I know you just gave me a shout out, but I'm sorry. I was over here talking. Go watch my show. Season 2 is up.
Oh, and I asked, and once again, Bella and Temera, how can Everythang Culture support y'all?
You honestly do it. You give me shout outs and all that good stuff, and you always be like, my girl Bella, and you retweet everything, and that's all I ask for. You know what I'm saying? Just share it. That's all you can do is just share it, because one day it's gonna end up in the right hands.
Right, like that.
Well, for me, it's the holiday time. I'm trying to sell some merchandise. So like, if you could push Vegan Soul Sisters a little bit, I got some cute shirts for ladies. And you don't have to be vegan. Like I took my shirt off, but it's cute. I got some cute shirts because see, I came to TikTok during the pandemic. I came to TikTok at the start of the pandemic because I was losing my mind, quite honestly, and I needed something to do to have fun. Vegan Soul Sisters has a much larger presence on Facebook. My group has 50,000 women of color in it. My business page has over 35,000 followers. So that's where a lot of my stuff is. I haven't necessarily put in the work to transfer that to TikTok yet. I do have a Vegan Soul Sisters page on TikTok, but I don't post a lot. So, but the link to my website is on my personal page, vegansoulsisters.com.
I shouted you out before on the thing. So can I join the group? Kind of like, I'm big on people having their, like, let me know. You send me how I can support you and we will support you. So I know it's only black. You say black women. I ain't trying to disturb y'all's peace. So
so you can't do that. But I do have another group. It's called Vegan Soul Sisters and the Brothers Who Love Them.
Okay, I'm liking y'all. I see your page. I'm liking your page.
You can follow my business page, and you can join Vegan Soul Sisters and the Brothers Who Love Them. That's my group too.
Okay,
and that's
I'm sure I can share the page. I don't have to be a part of the group. I ain't trying to be in y'all stuff. Okay,
good, because we don't want it.
Yeah, see, respect. Safe spaces for us all.
Yeah, and also, like I said, once again, going back to how you can support, just share our stuff where you do as well on Look and Talk. Just share Look and Talk, help push it. You know what I'm saying? Because we in season 4, and look, I'm trying to get more people on. So so we just gotta keep pushing it.
Hey, that's what it takes, man. If we don't have each other, who we got?
Feel free to reach out to me.
Yeah, see, I love it. And once again, if y'all got crazy relationship situations, hit up Bella. That'd be the right person to hit up. Okay.
I got a good one.
Like I said, me and Bella gonna have to come because I could probably send Bella some of my episodes that we done talked about these relationship things. So we gotta make it happen.
I just be happy. But okay, and once again, new merchandise coming out soon for Everythang Culture. Make sure to check out the website, and make sure to pre-orders are the biggest way to help. Pre-orders, because man, it is work. Everything I do is black owned, and we push. And hey, I appreciate y'all. We love y'all, and understand the mission statement comes in the words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and that is, he believed that men hate each other because they fear each other. They fear each other because they don't know each other, and they don't know each other because of segregation. Because segregation and miscommunication. So the goal of Everythang Culture is to have a platform built off respect, communication, and consistency, so we get to know each other and love one another. See you all later, and God bless.